What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and today we're having a look at a product with a very big claim. This product claims to be the only gym accessory you'll ever need. It says that it replaces your gloves, your lifting straps and your wrist wraps and put it all into one product. These are the COBRA Grips, made by a company called grippowerpads. And we like claims like that. We like bold statements because we can put them to the test and see what's what. So let's do so. First of all, the product itself. Obviously, you'll notice as soon as you pick this up that it's very heavy. It feels very solid and dense and well put together. And you can actually tell, hope you can see it on camera, like the stitching is all double well done. The neoprene is thick and solid. The buckle is thick steel. The Velcro strap feels, solid and decent. It's very thick. So the whole product sort of oozes quality and oozes heavy duty, which is a very good thing, because obviously the last thing you want is that your gym gear disintegrates on you. This definitely feels like it'll last forever. Now it's finished in a sort of rubbery, silicone-y texture, which is very grippy, and that's good, especially because you're holding a bar or a dumbbell or whatever with this part. So that's a good thing. It has a neoprene sort of sleeve that goes around your wrist, which I will demonstrate, obviously. And with the infinitely adjustable strap, you can obviously put it nice and tight, and then it sits in your hand just like that. And again, it feels very comfortable on your wrist, very solid, very heavy duty. So, first round definitely goes to the COBRA Grips. Good quality product, that's how it feels. Now then to the claim that it replaces all your other gym products. Luckily, I do own all the other gym products. So here we have some straps, coincidentally by the same company. We have wrist wraps and we have lifting gloves. Now all these serve a particular function, obviously. The straps is something you use with heavy pulling exercises. The wrist wraps is something you use with heavy pushing exercises. And gloves, in this case with a little extra wrist support, are something you use sort of with your overall workouts where you don't really need the specific support of either of these, but still want to keep your hands safe and protect your wrist a little bit. Now, as far as wrist protection goes, like I already said, it has a very broad and thick, as you can see, thick neoprene sleeve that goes around your wrist. So there's definitely good support there, and it feels very solid around your wrist. That said, actual wrist wraps go all the way around your wrist, and as you can see in the part where your wrist actually bends here, it's just the Velcro strap. So when you're doing heavy pushing exercises, your wrist tends to bend that way, and the only spot where you don't have protection is the only spot where you really want your protection. So I don't think this serves very well as a replacement for traditional wrist straps when you're doing heavy benching or heavy shoulder exercise, for example. Simply because the sleeve, the neoprene sleeve, doesn't go all the way around, and the place where you want your support most is exposed effectively, and there's no support there. So I don't think it works that way. That said, when you don't train super heavy, this will definitely keep your wrist in place and will definitely protect your wrist to some degree. I just don't think for like heavy duty powerlifting or anything like bench pressing or shoulder presses, like I said, it'll be up to the task. Now, the gloves serve as a sort of general hand protection and a little bit of wrist support. As far as that goes, this product really fits the bill, because the wrist protection is here, like we already mentioned. Not on the extreme side, but it'll definitely protect your wrist as far as sort of mediocre lifts go. This wraps around inside your hand, so the barbell actually goes in the hole there. So it'll definitely protect the inside of your hand when you're lifting. It'll definitely protect the skin in your hand, obviously, and prevent you from getting too many calluses. But it's still flexible enough to give you a good grip. Where the gloves go wrong, in my opinion, Let me put this back on the side. Where the gloves go wrong, in my opinion, is that they become too thick, because obviously all the padded protection, as you can see inside here, adds up to a thicker barbell effectively that you're gripping, which makes it harder to grip. So I definitely think that the COBRA Grips here have the gloves covered, because it does protect your hand pretty much just as well, and it still gives you the flexibility of the mobility of your hand much better. Plus it doesn't add so much thickness to the actual grip, because as you can see, this is not that thick, so it'll add a little bit on the barbell obviously, but not as much as the gloves do. So I definitely do think that these are better than gloves. They're more versatile as well, plus your hand is not, you know, completely wrapped up in a leather glove where you will obviously sweat a lot. So I think definitely gloves versus COBRA, COBRA wins here. Then the straps themselves. Straps are used for heavy pulling exercises. You're at this part around the bar. This part goes around your wrist obviously, and it takes some of the weight off your hand by pulling here, and it pulls on your wrist. So you don't have to rely on grip strength as much to hold the bar as when you would not use the straps. Now the COBRA Grips effectively do the exact same thing, just instead of the strap you have the COBRA part, I suppose, of the grip. Like I showed before already, put it back on, the barbell sits, or dumbbell, or whatever you're lifting, sits between your normal hand and the COBRA part of the grip. So that's perfect in alignment with what you actually want. Your fingers rest on the top, like so, and it's grippy enough for you to not to slip off, and it holds everything in place just nice. So effectively it's doing the exact same thing as straps that go around the bar and then pull around your wrist. The only difference is that putting it on can be tricky, because if you can imagine a barbell sitting in the palm of your hand, you sometimes have to reach for the top of the grip a little bit. Now that said, these are relatively new, so I'm sure that over time it'll sort of follow a natural arc here, so it's easy to reach. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. These are much quicker though, because obviously you just grab the barbell, grab the top, and you're good to go. And with these, it requires a bit of skill to wrap it around the bar properly and get it tight enough for you to make the lift. So for a more unexperienced lifter, so to put it, these are definitely, they're easier, they're quicker, and they don't get in the way as much, because you just, like I said, you just grab the bar and you're good to go. I have to say though, that because the inside is so grippy, we covered that with straps as well, it can be potentially hard to twist it in place enough that there's no slack here in the bottom part. But that just requires a bit of practice, and then you're good to go. Now altogether, I think this is a very, very good product. It's not cheap. It's about £28 here in the UK on Amazon, but you get what you pay for. I'm sure you can get much cheaper versions of this with less than half the quality. Like I said in the beginning of the video, they feel so solid, they feel so good. It's really a premium product, so it's definitely worth paying for. And where it might not stand up against an actual wrist wrap for heavy benching or heavy shoulder pressing, I think this is a fantastic way to make heavier lifts more accessible, and also a good way to sort of be quick, not spend a lot of time making sure your wrap's in place, making sure it's tight enough, and so on. This is really just a grab and go product that anybody can use. So definitely recommendable, and definitely worth the money. This was Peter from Reviews on Anything. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers!